Shalom, and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Cantor Hillary Chorny.
Hi, everyone. What a strange Friday to be between Shavua Tov and Shabbat Shalom. There's something about exhaustion that begs an opportunity to meditate. So I'm glad we're here to meditate. I want to invite you into this pause. It's a midday pause. We said goodbye to Yom Kippur. Hopefully your body is recovering from a break the fast, if what you did yesterday is fast. And if you're preparing for Shabbat, I invite you to pause on that preparation outside of your body and spirit and mind and do a little bit of immanent work, some going inside work, Holy of Holies, Kodesh HaKodashim in you work. So this is preparation for Shabbat. It's just the stuff we work on inside ourselves. Since last week, I have already been inside Parshat Ha'azinu. And I've been wrestling with the problem of evil. And it stems from my being challenged with the verse in Ha'azinu, Hatzur Tamim Po'alo, this verse that asks us to see God as being perfect in God's ways, and in particular to see God as being a perfect judge. I really wrestle with God being a perfect judge. And while this isn't a time for us to explore whole theologies, I, in the world of process theology, which says that in the balance of God being omniscient, all-knowing, omnipotent, all-powerful, and omnibeneficent, all good, God cannot possibly be all of those things. God cannot possibly be all three of those things. God must at any given time fail at one of those things. And I believe that God fails most of the time, from my perspective, in the realm of potency, in the realm of power, in the realm of intervention. And I believe that because in the world in which we live, we see often what I experience as a lack of God. Masilat Yesharim has an explanation that sits with me in a way that I've come back to now 3 times over this week, and I want to take it to a meditative place with you. Masilat Yesharim says, God would have been an imperfect judge, an imperfect executioner of mishpat, of justice in the world, if God had created us as rishaim, as wicked people, and then judged us with all of that wickedness, destined to be wicked and also destined to be punished for that wickedness. But that's not how God created us. God created us to be tzaddikim. God created us not only with the potential, but with the design, with the hope, with the intention that we would be good. So much so that we actually disappoint God when we're not good, because God sees us as creatures of ultimate good, ultimate righteousness. measures us against our potential for righteousness, not any expectation of wickedness. And that's what makes God such an extraordinary judge. So as we sit here, gates still open, but on the other side of Yom Kippur, I invite us into a meditative place to consider what it means to now have been judged over the course of this past year by whatever we did based on our potential for righteousness and reaching, because we are set up for that success of righteous deeds, reaching towards that goal, set up for good, intended towards good, with God beckoning us towards that good. So I invite you, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're located, to steady your breath, to be like God, Hatzur. Rocks are not necessarily affixed to the ground with permanence, but when they're on the ground, they are settled. Be like a rock, still, unmoving, poised. Let your breath pass through you steadily. Let the oxygen that passes through you send strength and vitality throughout your body. Picture the breath you take in traveling all the way down to the tips of your toes and back up to the top of your head. And let that breath settle in you as you settle in your seat. As your seat settles on the ground, as this ground is settled on the earth, we are rotating on this earth even when we cannot feel ourselves moving. We are sitting still. Feel the stillness. Notice how you cannot perceive that we are the ones who are spinning. We are the ones who are revolving. As we pass around the sun, doubly revolving and spinning, but transfixed to our planet in a steadied, non-dizzying way. Realize that wherever you go, there is a horizon. I want you to picture your favorite horizon. Maybe it's the view of New Jersey just to the side of the Hudson. Maybe it's the horizon as you look towards Catalina, just down the southern coast of our own California western border. Maybe it's the horizon as you drive across the flatlands of the Midwest. Or maybe it's the hills you've driven in another country as the horizon bumps up and then slides out of picture for just a moment until you reach the next peak. but the horizon is there. This is righteousness. This is goodness. It is wrapped in the gift box of an opportunity. Righteousness is not handed to us. Righteousness is not something to be claimed. Goodness is not something to be picked up at a counter. It's not something to win like a prize. Righteousness is something we unwrap when we reach out and we do good. And every day we wake up to new opportunities to earn that status that we were born to claim. And the earth is taking us there, towards the horizon, constantly, always, ever approaching another opportunity to seize, to be kind, gracious, empathetic, fair, to be good, bold, to choose the path that gives rather than takes. Let's quietly focus on the horizon for a moment. When you're ready, I invite you to once again feel the stillness of the earth beneath you, to return to locating your body in whatever seat you're in. Take another cleansing breath that reaches all the way to your toes. And rejoin us when you're ready. And we say, Namaste and Shabbat Shalom. And may you find great peace in the coming few days and good health to all. And we'll see you soon.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.